it's the way you look in my eyes. How I feel is beyond words can describe. How you ignite this fire so deep inside. Got me hot like the summer.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Speaking for Life with Tamara, where we speak into the lives of women who are single parents. Well, as you know, we are still walking our way through this series of Christmas in October. I hope you are learning a lot, and I'm hoping that there are a lot of things that you can take away that will help you as you prepare for the Christmas holidays. Remember, this is really about not just the holidays, but it really is important because we are setting memories for our children that will last them a lifetime. Even when we have come and gone, those children will have those memories with them. So this is why this pre-planning is just so important. Now, we are looking for activities. Most importantly, we're looking for free activities for our children to do. We're looking for free or very low expenditure activities that we can do with our family. So let's think about some things that we can do with our children from all ages, from young to teenagers. The first and the most important thing that we need to do is we must prepare and plan with the children. You don't want to do this by yourself. You want to do this with them. So what you need to do is grab your calendar. I have a big one back here on my wall, but grab your calendar. This is something that I used to do all the time with my daughter, and we would kind of plan what are some of the things that she loved to do during the holidays. And so I would take that last week of December. Not the last week, take the month of December, and every week we would have something to do to kind of like put us in the Christmas spirit. And just to make sure that she was doing and enjoying the Christmas holiday because they're going on vacation. They were at the time. So it was very imperative that I find some things for us to do together. Okay, so what can we do? Probably one of the biggest things is the Christmas tree. So there is nothing like going to a Christmas tree lot and looking for a Christmas tree. Oh, I already know that was going to be the biggest argument we had because we could never hardly agree on a Christmas tree. But we did first thing first. Usually we stop by Starbucks, or my preference is Coffee Bean. Either one of them are fine. And we would she would get hot chocolate. I would get some coffee. And then we were on our way to the lot. And we would go to a big lot. This was a big ordeal. We would take our time. We would go through all the lanes and stuff. You know me, I'm talking to everybody there. I'm talking to the children. I'm talking to other families and stuff. To me, you don't go to the lot just to go to the lot. You go to the lot to have fun because everybody is doing the same thing. Everybody and the kids are all excited and everybody's trying to find the tree. So of course, that's what my daughter and I were doing. And I need to have a big tree. I'm not coming home with anything under 8 feet. I just like a big tree. I always have, and that's always what I want to get. So if somebody had a tree that I wanted, I waited to see if they were going to walk away, and I would go grab that tree. So I like a big tree. Not that I could get it home, but I like to be able to get the tree, even if I had to pay for it to be delivered. Now, I have been in a couple of, let's just call them passionate conversation with owners because they want too much money for some of those trees. They want $100 for a tree. And then, I wanted to have it flocked, of course. And they wanted too much. I would be in the parking lot negotiating with the owners, trying to get the price down, and then have them to flock it. And then ask them, can they please bring it to my home? I know, crazy. But that's me. And that's how serious I take about shopping for a Christmas tree. So that was big fun. Even though I embarrassed my daughter most of the time, it was huge fun. Now, those trees are a little more expensive. However, if you go down to like maybe Costco, but here's the problem with Costco. There were some lean years. And so when I had those lean years, I had to make adjustments. I didn't care. A tree was a tree. It wasn't a big deal. But if you're going to get a Costco tree, trust and believe, they probably are going to have about 2 shipments, big shipments, and those trees are gone because they're usually very nice trees and they cost about $45, $50 maybe. Could have been even a little less. But they were real big, nice trees, but you and everybody else is coming down there. And I think they would make about maybe 2 runs. I don't think they did 3, but you have to check on that. But so you got to get those trees quick and get them home and get them in some water so they would last because they just, in a couple of weeks, they're done. So, but anyway, even if it means you go into your garage and you get your fake tree that you have, doesn't matter. tree is a tree is a tree at the end of the day. You bring the tree in the house, you still make it exciting and fun, and you decorate the tree together as a family. Now, let's throw a little something in the mix there. Nothing wrong with baking some cookies, or it doesn't have to be cookies. What do I like? Popcorn balls. I know. The Rice Krispie squares. How about, oh, I know, how about making French fries? So bake something, cook something, just a little snack, just to kind of help it kind of go along. Play you some music. You know, I'm going to have some old school music. Listen, I'm decorating a tree. You're going to hear Donny Hathaway. I'm sorry. I have to hear This Christmas. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, so it is not Christmas until I hear that. That's just my household. Set a tradition for your own household. Maybe pick up music, somebody's Christmas song, pick it out. And so now this becomes, and you can tell when everybody starts dancing and grooving while they're decorating the Christmas tree, this becomes the theme song for your family. So every year when you decorate your Christmas tree, you start playing that music, you bake you a little something, and guess what? You have just set a memory for your family. How fun, how easy, how inexpensive. And think about it. Most of the ingredients, if you're making your stuff from scratch, you already have in the house. There may be one or two things you got to go to the store. But sometimes if you don't feel like making it from scratch, go down there and get you some pillberry. You know, the little thing like that. Cut them cookies, throw them in the oven. What difference does it make? Hey, they all taste good. But those are memories for the holiday. Now, I don't like to buy. I have so much when it comes to Christmas decorations. What I try to do is get rid of some, bring in some fresh. And I like to mix. I'll buy some high end. And when I say high end, I'm not talking about very expensive. But you know, some of those bulbs, the beautiful bulbs, you know, you get at, I think, Hobby Lobby. They sometimes got some beautiful bulbs, and they can be up to $5 each. So I would buy, but you can't just buy a couple of them. You got to buy 6 or 12 of them. So yeah, so it can get, when I say high end, they can get a little pricey. But you buy some of the new ones, you throw those in, and then you mix them in with some of the old ones that you have. So there's a way to kind of mixing that high and low. And girl, it looks just as gorgeous. It looks just as good. And if you can't pay to have it flocked, then you need to go get that little can. And you know, one year they ran out of that can early. I cannot tell you. I think I went to 3 stores to try to buy some of the flock. And I think one can I even bought was broke. I didn't care. I thought the lady, I'll take it anyway. So if you want to do a little snow, and that's fun for the family, you know, buy that can and flock it yourself and you're fine. What are some other things that your children can do? Plan ahead and invite friends and family. Now, this is an absolute for me. Absolute. So my daughter was an only child. If you have an only child, you can understand this. If you have a couple of children, still try to make a plan to go over to, if they have cousins, over to cousin's house, you know, as long as they all get along. Because here it is. The little children can play with other smaller children. The teenagers, they got those games, baby. The teenagers will have them a ball. They go to somebody's house and they have those games. So now everybody has something to do. But mom, most importantly, you can chill. You can just kind of relax and let the kids entertain the kids. You need to be with adults, just having some downtime so you don't have to be the sole entertainment. So that's one thing that's very important to do. Now, what if you don't have any family around where you are? Friends are just as important. I have friends that I have spent some holidays with, and baby, have just as much fun. So if it's not family, cousins and stuff, if you got family friends and they got children, please go ahead, call them up. Even if you guys got a plan together to do something, it doesn't have to be something huge. It could just be something at the house. You guys are baking something together, doing something together, whatever. It is just good to have your children around family and friends during the holiday. So that's something else that you guys can do. And mom, you just need some breathing time, just to calm down so you can kind of relax. What about new family traditions? Okay. Maybe you have some. Maybe you can add to that list. So here's something that we used to do, and maybe some of you guys might want to consider this as well. Every Christmas during the holiday, my daughter and I would go to the store and we would buy a Christmas puzzle. And it had to be something really cute, something really colorful, but it'd be a big one. It'd be like 1,000 pieces. The older she got, the more pieces they got. So what we would do is we would buy that. It's like a mat and it's black and it's kind of felt. So you could put the puzzle together on that. And what it allows you to do is when you're finished for the day, you can roll it up and you don't lose the pieces. Everything kind of stays together. Now, as it got closer to the holidays, so we would get that. So we would get that in November to make sure we're ready for December. As it got close to the holidays, like the last 2 or 3 weeks, we put that and we leave it on the table. Anybody who came over, guess what? They had to go to the table and they had to put the puzzle together. They had to at least add their contribution to put some pieces together. And you know what? They loved it. Everybody enjoyed it. So everybody were able to play a part in putting the puzzle together. So that was one of our family traditions. And not only when we did that, we would still bake a little something, have a little snack, a little adult beverage at the same time. But that kind of made it fun. So the family knew that when they came over, this is what we were going to do. Sometime during Christmas week, we would have, maybe if it wasn't at my house, it was at another family member's house, but they would have a Christmas tree contest. Those little Christmas trees that you buy, Christmas house. Yeah. In the little boxes, they're small. Some of them are a little bigger. Some of them now are a little bigger. And you can buy some of those and they're very inexpensive, especially the small ones. And then, but what you would do is you have competition. So you buy a couple of those, you can do them in your own house and everybody participate, or you're at somebody else's house, or you can invite people over to your house and you guys have a competition. Whoever looks the best at the end wins. Let me tell you, but they only had so much time. So, and you're timing it. Listen, let me tell you something. Those millennials, my wonderful nieces and nephews, it was no joke. You know what? They might as well have been running the 100-yard dash. You just had to back away from the table because they were not playing. It was so much fun. It was a ball to watch them have so much fun and put so much heart into it. So that's another thing you can do. That's an activity you can do with just your family. That's an activity if you invite somebody over to your house, but you guys want to have a little something to do. That's something you could do. You could still put some little snacks, and I mean snacks. I'm not talking about going out spending a lot of money. We're talking about low things that you can do, activities that you can do with your family to build memories and invite other people over as well. So that was big fun. Again, throw on some cookies, grab you guys something to drink, and just have a really good time. Now, Mom, I haven't forgot about you. We're coming up with some things for you to do too. Even things like, if this is not your weekend, we're going to come up with some things for you. But I haven't forgot about you. But right now, we just want to make sure we take care of the children. Mom, please call and check your city hall and see what kind of events. Most of the time, most of the cities have a newsletter. We got ours for October. And so, of course, it had some Halloween stuff. By next month, they will have not only Thanksgiving, but they will also have some Christmas activities. So we can start planning and seeing, okay, what's going on in our local city. But guess what? You don't have to stick to your city. You can go somewhere else. Get on the internet. That is why we have the World Wide Web. Get on there and Google Christmas activities free in the area surrounding yours. So that's also good. So you don't have to stick in your own backyard. That's fine. I got it. But there are plenty of things to do in other neighborhoods, other cities that are next to your city. So you guys can have something else fun to do. So please don't just look in your own local area. Make sure you expand your horizon and look into the other cities that are next door. One other thing that sometimes we forget, but I always try to make sure that we incorporate those in my household. I have been called to service. Mostly some people don't know what that is, but that is just a part of my DNA. I am called to serve others. So I always try to make sure that I'm either in somebody's soup kitchen, I'm, putting some groceries together. I am, most of the time, my church will give you a list, and we get a big box and they say, okay, and the list is everything that they need. And generally it's a meal. It's a meal. So you go to the store, put the stuff in the box, tape it on the paper on there. And then there's a certain day and time that we take it and we drive it and we drop it off. Okay, good. There's other times during Christmas where they help out families who their mother or their father may be in prison for whatever reason. That doesn't mean that the kids should not be able to celebrate the holidays. So you could get a slip and it has a person's, didn't have a name, but it has an age. It tells you if it's a male or female, it gives you some sizes, and that was fun. And so we always try to make sure that we give to the kids, or, you know, helping other families. You know, even though you think you have a lot less, there are some who have even less. So always try to make sure. Now that's huge for kids. That is something that just reminds them, yes, it is Christmas time, but it's not just about us, it's about others as well. And so that's doing good service work. So please don't forget about that. And there's plenty of things that you can do. And then some other things to consider is, Mom, don't let the holidays drive you crazy. Don't let it just make you lose your mind with anxiety. It is not supposed to do that. You know, we're supposed to be here to set memories for our family and stuff. It is not a time for you to overspend. It is not time for you to get crazy. You know we're still out there and we're working. If you could take a couple of days off, that's great. But if you can't, don't sweat it. But just remember, you're making memories, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to make memories. You can spend very little money to make memories. So just don't forget about that. You know, there is a reason for this season. For those of us who love God, we know it's about Him and it's not really about the gift giving. If this is not your weekend, don't worry. Been there, done that. So have a lot of my other sisters have been there as well. There's not a time to be sad, because we know how to have a good time. And you just need some downtime. You're going to see your kids again, but it's okay. No matter what the circumstances are, it's going to be okay. So we'll talk about that the next time, as we are still talking about Christmas in October. So until then, I will talk to you later. Bye for now. Love you guys. Ciao.